I'm your host, Chris Crenshaw, and we are live from the 336. Once again for episode, what is this, 134? Would this be 134 episodes of the 815 exchange? Yes, it would be. My goodness. Alright, we got a big week. We got a very big week. I mean, it's a massive week. Alright, plenty to talk about in basketball. We got plenty to talk about in soccer. We got stuff to talk about in combat sports with UFC event coming up. And of course, Jake versus Tommy, which probably took precedence in this thumbnail. But, as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe if you guys are enjoying the content. You guys have been going crazy lately, especially on the reaction video. Shout out to XG. Y'all have been going absolutely bananas on that. So, yeah, much love, much appreciated. And as always, everything you're looking for on this episode can be found in the description, whether that's my social media links and you want to keep up with me in my daily life, or if you just want to, skip ahead. You really want to hear me talk about Caitlin Clark and, her just being Caitlin Clark, or you want to hear me talk about the NBA and that insane Kings-Clippers game, whatever it is, timestamps are provided below in the description. Now, without further ado, we are back home, spring break. Combat sports. Alright, we're going to kick it off with combat sports. Simply put, Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul. Alright, we get straight to it. We're not going to wait on it. You know how it goes. Let's go. Tommy. Jakey. Well. I didn't think I did a prediction for this. I thought it was going to be a very evenly placed match. I mean, just even looking at them, from an analytical point of view, they were very evenly matched. They had the same record. Probably, you could guess around maybe the same talent level, same experience, similar experience, both very youthful. But Tommy, of course, comes from an actual boxing background. His brother's Tyson Fury, his dad boxed. This is what Furies do. Furies are boxers. Alright? And Tommy had a lot of pressure. Alright, Tommy had a lot of pressure. Jake said, the all or nothing. Tommy was going to get disowned by his family if he lost. And you know what? Tommy went out and he performed as he had to. And he handled business. He got the win. Well deserved. I thought he won the fight. And I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if the refs, I was not sure. Not the refs, but the judges, excuse me. I wasn't sure if they were going to give him the fight. To be completely honest. I was not sure. I thought there's a chance he gets screwed here. But you know what? Boxing for once, not corrupt. Of course, I saw that BS Google Docs made script that was floating around social media. I didn't even take the time to read it. Because once again, I don't know why y'all thought all of Jake's fights were rigged for whatever reason. But here you go. Here's your proof. Alright? Not rigged. Alright? He lost. Okay? He even admitted he lost. He had a couple different excuses, but you know what? It is what it is. He lost. It was a close fight, though. Especially once Jake got that knockdown in round 8. I was like, oh boy. But Tommy outboxed him. He had a better game plan. He looked better. Straight up. Tommy is a better boxer than Jake. Technically, strategically, he was just better. And, yeah, that jab was lethal all fight long. And Tommy got it done. Simply put, I'd be down for a rematch. I don't kind of know where Jake goes from here. I didn't think he was going to stop if he lost. So it's not surprising that he wants to keep going. And of course, the loss is not the end of the world for a boxer. But, it brings Jake a little bit, brings him down to earth a little bit. And kind of slows the hype down. I think it's more likely we get that KSI fight now, if I'm being completely honest. Since Jake took that out. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, congrats to Tommy. He gets it done. Of course, in UFC, moving over to the MMA world, we have UFC 285 this coming weekend. Of course, it is headlined by the fact that Francis Ngannou has left the UFC, which means the heavyweight title is up for grabs. John Jones, who I feel like has been preparing for this for 3 years, is taking on Cyril Gane for the heavyweight crown. I'm not going to make a prediction for this. I'm really not. I'll make a prediction for the next fight, for the co-main. But I'm not making one for this fight. Absolutely not. Fresh off the heels of Cyril saying that he does not train and he's lazy, I'm not feeling as optimistic as I was about him winning this fight. And then John could just, he's John Jones. He's unpredictable. He lost his last couple fights, I'm going to be completely honest. but was kind of gift wrapped some wins. But who knows? Maybe heavyweight is where he needs. He's been off for a very, very long time, so we could see some octagon rust, but we'll see. Alright, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting fight. Interesting to see where John is. Interesting if Cyril can rise to the occasion and become that heavyweight champion that a lot of people thought he was going to end up as. So, going to be an interesting fight, but yeah, we'll see what happens. John versus Cyril in the main. And of course, Valentina Shevchenko, the pound for pound best women's fighter on the planet, taking on Alexia Grasso for the flyweight crown. I think Val's got it. Grasso's good. I just think Val's just better. We saw Val look a little bit more susceptible last time around, but still, she's an all-timer for a reason. I just don't think Grasso's on her level. I got Val. I don't think it's going to go the distance either. I think we could see maybe like a later round stoppage. I think Val just takes her into deep water and gets it done. So, yeah, Shev gets it done, and then, of course, we'll see John versus Cyril. Should be an interesting week and an interesting recap for episode 135. Now, quickly transitioning over to soccer, yes, or football for my European and international viewers. I know some of you are out there, so shout out to you. Champions League. All right, Napoli took on Frankfurt 2-0. Napoli just has been, the past 2 years, man, Napoli has been different gravy. They've been different. They haven't quite gotten over the hump and, won like Serie A yet, but Napoli's just been, they've been different gravy to me, man. They got something going on there that's just working. Victor Osimhen's rise into the player that a lot of people thought he was coming up as a teenager. Took a little, little bit of a hump, but no path is, completely straight, especially in soccer. But he's risen to the occasion here. He had a goal in this game. Kolo Nunani got the red card, so Frankfurt were a man down. They won't have him for the second leg in this. So, yeah. I think Napoli's got it done. They get the 2-0 win. Boy, oh boy, the massacre at Anfield. Real Madrid. Real Madrid. My goodness. Liverpool jumped on Real Madrid, the defending champions. Darwin scored, then Salah scored, and we were thinking, uh-oh. Los Blancos looking like they might be in trouble. Liverpool looking kind of dangerous. We thought maybe, just maybe, could the Reds pull it off? Could they pull it off? Unfortunately, this is Real Madrid in the Champions League, and as y'all know, that is one of the most dangerous teams on the planet. If I was to make a most dangerous teams graphic, like I do for most dangerous people, Real Madrid in the Champions League would be on there. All right, they're a different beast. All right, and after they went down 2-0, they hit that button that just activates them, and they didn't stop. All right, Vinny got a brace. Ben's got a brace. Militao got a goal. All right, the game finished 5-2. They scored 5 unanswered. Luka Modric was playing out of his mind at the grand old age of 66. Don't know how he does it, but he's one of the greatest midfielders to ever step foot on the pitch for a reason. And this match was another reason why Luka Modric is an all-time great. Ben's, of course, doing Ben's things. Vinny doing Vinny things. And, shout out to Militao for getting the goal on the defensive side. But, yeah, Real Madrid just went to a different place after that second goal. And they just were not to be denied. They were not to be denied. This game was not close after it started 2-0. Real Madrid was in control, and they just dominated. Absolutely dominating statement win by Real Madrid. They are the kings of the Champions League for a reason. And, yeah, still should be favorites. Inter took out Porto. Of course, Porto went down to 10 men late in this match, and that opened the door for a man that's been getting the ire of a lot of people, even myself, of a recent. And Big Rom finally returned. All right, Romelu Lukaku gets the go-ahead goal and the game winner in this first leg Champions League tie as Inter Milan beats Porto 1-0. Of course, that means the door is still open. Porto can easily get that goal back, but I got to give some respect to Rom. We've been giving him a little bit of flack. We've been talking crazy about him, but you know what? He showed up when it mattered here, and he's just a different beast. I think he needs to stay in Inter because whatever it is, I don't know if it's the city, I don't know if it's the atmosphere, I don't know if it's the team, okay? But whatever it is, but Lukaku in an Inter Milan, it just works. All right, it just works. He plays his best football there, so hopefully this is, back to the usual Big Rom. Congrats on the win. And to end it here in the Champions League, not the segments, Leipzig ties Man City. Holland. Did anybody see him during that game? Where was his service, by the way, during that game? Man City did not play a great game. Mahrez got the goal, but Josko Dradoval stole the show. Stole the show as he did in the World Cup. He stole the show here again. He got the goal. Showed why he is going to be paid. Somebody's going to pay a ridiculous number for him, and it might be deserved because he's looking like he might be one of the best center backs in the world very, very, very soon, if not already. But yeah, he was the guy in this game, did a great job defensively. And of course, he got the goal to notch it all up. And yeah, a draw, 1-1. We'll see. Can Leipzig pull off the massive upset and take off the current team atop of the Premier League in Man City, who a lot of people thought really couldn't be stopped. But we'll see. Shout out to Leipzig, though, for getting it done. Of course, going over to the weekend, continuing up with PSG. Everybody's favorite or least favorite team, depending on if you like oil money or if you like Messi or Mbappe or Neymar. You know, it just kind of depends. PSG gets to win 3-0 over Marseille, one of their big rivals. Kylian Mbappe, we said he was back last week. Good luck, Bayern. I'm going to be good luck. I'm not saying y'all can't pull it off this week, but listen, good in luck. Okay, because he is acting different. Neymar not even in this, but Mbappe is looking once again like the best player in the world. He had 2 goals and an absolutely disgusting, filthy assist across the damn near the whole side of the field to Messi, who himself had 2 assists and a goal. So yeah, Mbappe and Messi working at full power heading into that Bayern tie. It was also Messi's 700th career goal, so shout out to the GOAT for getting another, fantastic accolade. By the way, that goal from Mbappe, his second goal, tied him up with Cavani for all-time leading goal scorer in Paris Saint-Germain history. So yeah, shout out to the best players in the world doing what they do. Speaking of Messi's chieftain rival, checking in over in Saudi Arabia, CR7 had a hat-trick, which means his last 2 games, I think he's had 4 goals, and then he had 3 goals. He's just having fun, all right? At least Ronnie's having fun. And to end off, the Carabao Cup was this week, which is the English top flight league cup. Manchester United finally wins a trophy for the first time since 2017. Man U finally had some silverware. They took out Newcastle 2-0. I don't really need to tell you who scored in this game. One was Casemiro. One was the man that was on the thumbnail last week and has just been that guy recently. Marcus Rashford yet again. But yeah, congrats to Man City. Erik Ten Hag has done wonders for that group. We all thought it was going to happen. We all thought Ten Hag was the guy. He has been that guy. He has been that guy for Manchester United. They get it done. They win the Carabao Cup. Congratulations to them. Now, we are going to go over to entertainment. OBX Season 3. Alright, I'm on episode 2, so I can't really say too much to be completely honest. But, I've heard some mixed reactions, which is about the course with OBX, but it's still a big show. People still watch it, so it's already got renewed for season 4, so not even gonna bother. But yeah, OBX season 3. We'll see how it goes. Episode 1 was not. Episode 2 wasn't too bad, so we'll see where I end up in the kind of love-hate with it. We got Creed coming up this weekend, so I'm going to go watch that probably on Friday, and of course we'll talk about that for episode 135. But boy, oh boy, did we have a week in music. Alright, Lovesick. I said it last week, Lovesick, Don Toliver. It was coming out this week. Y'all know I'm a big Don fan, so I was here for this. We had Private Land featuring Future and JB, and Bus Stop featuring Brent Fayez. Those were probably my 2 favorite songs off of first listen. Okay, we only one listen in. Which is why I'm going to refrain from giving it a rating. Though, if I had to give it a rating, it would probably be a 9. Alright, we'd give it a 9, which is very high territory. I absolutely loved the album off first listen. It was great. It was the goods. A very strong start to the year. Alright, so, actually, I'll give it a 9 straight up, and that could be edited to go higher or lower, but I feel pretty confident giving it a 9. It was a great album. Alright, it was a great album. Album of the year contender, potentially, for me, but yeah, very, very good. We also had Glockhoma 2 by Key Glock. I'm going to give this an 8.8. Again, very good. I've got so much Memphis rap on my playlist right now, it's a little bit disgusting. But yeah, 2 for 1 and Randy Orton were my favorites. No features on this, by the way, for Glock. He just did his thing all the way through, and I don't think he really missed. But yeah, 8.8, another really good album. Just 2 really good albums this week. It was a good week for music. I got fed, reinvigorated my playlist. So yeah, shout out to Glock, shout out to Donnie for getting it done. Singles wise, we had some stuff dropped. Quavo returned with greatness. Still alluding, of course, to the Take situation, which I don't think is going to stop for a while, and to the Offset situation, which also I don't think is going to stop for a while. A lot of people were hyping this up, I'm not going to lie. It was good, though. I mean, it was good. I don't know if it was like, whoa, yo, Quavo's back, but, like, it was good, you know? It was good. It was playlist worthy, but, like, relax. Relax. So some people say song of the album, like, come on now. Calm. All right, calma. Tranquilo. All right, relax. However, Lil Weezy F Baby is back. Alright, Kant Nobody featuring DMX. He had a DMX sample, so it's featuring DMX. But Wayne was floating. Alright, Wayne was floating. That felt like old Wayne on Kant Nobody. Alright, if he doing an album of that, we cool. Alright, Weezy F Baby was floating on Kant Nobody. Now that was heat. That was worth the hype. Alright, so yeah, shout out to Weezy, shout out to Lil Wayne. Did his thing. And like I said, it was a great week in music. It was a great week in music. I'm glad to have finally had as full as an entertainment segment as we've had in some time, because it's been a while. But yeah, great week in music. OBX came out. Y'all can let me know if y'all watched that and what y'all thought about that. And yeah, Creed 3 coming this week. We'll see. Jonathan Majors and everything. All right, college basketball. And you know what? We're just going to include the ladies in this, because it's all college basketball. I'm pretty sure I said it a couple weeks ago, but I'm officially making it including women's college basketball. Because you know what? Women's college basketball is heat now, okay? It's almost just as entertaining as men's college basketball. And it is almost solely, my voice almost cracked there, it's almost solely because of that freaking 2020 recruiting class that had Paige, Caitlin, Angel, HBL, Camila Cordosa, like Cam Brink, like that class is ridiculous. Alright, so I'm very invested in women's college basketball at the moment. So we're gonna talk about it here. Alright, we gotta give the ladies some shine too. I know we got some lady viewers at the A15 Exchange, so you know we gotta show love everywhere. But before we get to them, we're gonna talk about the guys. Brandon Miller. Woo, I have to be very, very careful with this one. Wow. So Brandon Miller, star, top 5 pick probably. For Alabama. Probably freshman of the year, national freshman of the year. Supplied the gun, if you remember, Darius Miles got caught, former Alabama player, caught, murdered somebody, got caught, charged, all that stuff, kicked off the team. Apparently, we found out this week that he got the gun from Brandon Miller. Whether Brandon knew that, you know, he was actually going to be, you know, an acquaintance or I forgot the word for right now, but he was going to, you know, provide the murder weapon is to be determined, and it's very, very important information we need to know, and whether, you know, Brandon Miller's still going to be an NBA draft prospect or if he's going to be a Alabama State Penitentiary prospect. So yeah, sticky situation there. That all came out the game before they played. I forget who it was. They played Arkansas yesterday, and I will talk about that. But South Carolina, yeah, the game before they played South Carolina. So with Brandon Miller, amongst all of the controversy, how would he respond with a 41-point game and the game winner? And then this weekend against Arkansas, once again the pressure being put on, playing again top freshman Nick Smith, Anthony Black, a hostile crowd. What would he do here? 24 and the win. So yeah, Brandon Miller, again, showing why he is projected to be a top 10 pick and showing why he is probably the best freshman in the country. But a lot of controversy surrounding his name currently. Hopefully that gets resolved. You know, either way, whether he's guilty, whether he's not guilty, it's better for these things to get resolved. But yeah, he played great basketball this week, and that's really all I can say about that one. Indiana played Purdue. Alright, Indiana played Purdue again this week, the rematch we talked about a couple weeks ago. Of course, it's TJD versus Zach Edey. This week, it was JHS versus Zach Edey. Alright, it was the other three-named boy on Indiana, and this star boy was the freshman Jalen Hood-Schifino. The boy dropped a career-high 35 on Purdue and got Indiana the win. They get the sweep of Purdue, which is pretty impressive feat, considering Purdue essentially been a top 3 team pretty much the entire season, it seems. So, yeah, Edie still got his 26 and 16. TJD had a nightmare. But like I said, JHS going off for 35, that's winnable. That is a winnable offense. And that's going to be a winnable offense for Indiana. The Hoosiers get it done. They take out the rival yet again. Unfortunately, it wasn't as good of a week for Indiana women's basketball. You know, Mackenzie Holmes still had her 21 points. But, of course, college game days there. They were in Iowa. Of course, the Caitlin Clark show is who they were playing. Of course, Caitlin Clark went bananas earlier in the season and got the win against them. Would it happen again? Well, after a very questionable foul call, Indiana goes down. They knock down both free throws. Caitlin Clark argues for more time. She gets more time. She gets 1.6 seconds. 1.6 seconds is all that separated Indiana from beating Iowa at Iowa, cementing them place as the number 2 team in the country behind South Carolina. All they had to do was pretty much not let Caitlin Clark get a shot off. Just do not let the most dangerous offensive player in college basketball, man or woman, do not let the best player in the country touch the ball. If you got to put 2 or 3 people and let somebody else shoot it, do it. You just cannot let Caitlin Clark get the ball. And of course, Caitlin Clark got the ball. And it wasn't even like it was pure. Nah, it was just she kind of threw it up. And it was still money. Like she said, she knew it was money. Because she's Caitlin Clark. She's her. Alright, she's her. Caitlin Clark once again proves that she's her. She hits the game winner in dramatic fashion. I mean, we had a Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and the Attitude Era type pop for Caitlin Clark after that shot went in Iowa. Yeah, they just, 34-9-9. What more can we say? She's the National Player of the Year. I know I'm about to talk about Angel Reese. I know Mackenzie Holmes has been great. I know a lot of players have been great. Maddie Seegers, Villanova, currently leading scorer in the country. She's been phenomenal. Caitlin Clark is still the best player in the country, and she is National Player of the Year. Simple. Cut and dry. She is the best. She is the best. Not because of the hype, not because of the 50-foot shots. She's just the best. She shows up every single time when it matters against a big-time opponent. And she goes crazy. She's the best. All right, she's the best. Caitlin Clark, National Player of the Year. Stunning game winner. Probably on the thumbnail. Angel Reese, by the way, still her, even though she didn't show up versus South Carolina. Maybe she gets to enact some revenge in the SEC tournament. But for now, Angel Reese goes 23-26 versus Mississippi State. So, yeah, shout out to Angel for still hooping. 5th, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, 5. 2020 game for Angel Reese. Yeah, that 2020-24 class. That 2020 recruiting class, 2024 WNBA draft class is going to be ridiculous. NBA. All right. I was going to start this with something way different, but then Damian Lillard decided to drop 71. Now, to be fair, he was playing the Houston Rockets, which it's the Houston Rockets. They need Wemby bad, and Steven Silas should not be coaching an NBA team. Maybe a high school, but certainly not an NBA team, all right, with all due respect. But nonetheless, Damian Lillard dropped 71, 13 threes. It was one of the most efficient 70-point, I think it may have been the most efficient 30-point game in the history of the league, which is, nice considering he already has the most efficient 60-point game. And he also tied Kobe for the most, 60-point plus games since, that guy named Wilt Chamberlain that did it for fun. Damian Lillard, what more can we say? Quite arguably the best point guard on God's green earth. It's just that he's cursed to play in Portland. That's not me saying I don't have anything against the Trailblazers. It's just they can't build a winning team against them or a championship against any team. And it'd be really fun to watch Dame in that Dame time when it matters. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But nonetheless, Dame dropped 71. Second player to drop 71 this year. Donovan Mitchell was the first. But Dame did it in 39 minutes. Lakers, Mavericks, also yesterday. All right, this was going to be a big test. Of course, the Mavs, Luka and Kyrie. The Lakers, pretty much new look, even though Braun has one ankle at this point. And he also injured the ankle yet again in this. Please, Lord, just get him healthy, all right? But nonetheless, it didn't matter because the Lakers got the win, 111-108. AD was 80, 30 and 15. Braun had 26 on one ankle. Kyrie had 21 and 11. Luka was not great in this game. He still had 26, but he could have been much better. The X factor in this game to me, though, was Jared Vanderbilt. 15, 17, and played some of the best defense you will see against Luka of anybody in the league. What a steal he is looking like potentially from the trade deadline. I mean, the Lakers made moves. I said I liked the moves. I like Jared Vanderbilt. I liked getting him as a role player. The guy stepped up. He stepped up. If this is what he's bringing to this team, Lakers, we can have a conversation. We can have a conversation. Y'all need to get healthy, but we can have a conversation. A huge, huge win against the Mavericks. Jared Vanderbilt, like I said, Jay Vando was the X factor. 80 did his thing, though. And, yeah, they get a big win versus the Mavs. The Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers, these next two games I'm just morally obligated to talk about. Of course, these are two of the best teams in the East and really in the league. Jason Tatum got the game winner. Wasn't his finest game. Honestly, JB held it down. He had 26 and 6. Or, excuse me, he had 26. The Celtics had 6 players in double figures. Tatum had 18 and 13, but yeah, still not his finest game. He did get the game winner. Because Joel Embiid, who had 41, 12, and 5, almost had 44, 12, and 5, because he hit a full court heave as time expired. Unfortunately, time had expired. And it's the second time now, 2 straight seasons, Embiid's hit a full court shot and been denied one of the greatest buzzer beaters of all time. Heartbreaking stuff. That would have sent it to overtime, but yeah. Celtics survived because Embiid was just on a different plane of existence. He is still firmly in MVP convos. And the Jokic conversation rages on between him him and Joker. I would be amiss, though, if I talked about the NBA this week and did not talk about the Kings and the Clippers scoring nearly 200 points. The second highest scoring game in the history of the NBA. The Kings, in double overtime, beat the Los Angeles Clippers 176-175. I'm going to list out the stars, but this is not all of the crazy statistics from this game, but here we go. Malik Monk, off the bench, 45. De'Aaron Fox, 42 and 12. Kawhi Leonard, 44. PG 13, 34 and 10. Russell Westbrook, 17 and 14. In one game. He had 7 turnovers, and it was still a good game because the game went on for about 5 hours. All right? Game of the year. It was an incredible game, back and forth. We had buzzer beaters. You had poster. You had everything in this game. All right? You had everything in this game. Game of the year, no doubt. Absolute insanity. Kings, hit the bell, man. Hit the bell. Sacramento Kings. Put some respect on their name, though. I've been impressed. I don't think they contenders. But they better. They're looking better than I thought. All right, Sabonis, Monk, Fox. You can do a little something. Congrats on the win. Game of the year, though. Absolutely game of the year. And to end us off here, before my time runs up, all right, we're quickly going to head over to the Roundup NASCAR. All right, F1's back, I think, this coming week. So, Bahrain Grand Prix, we'll talk about it then. But for now, NASCAR, Sonoma. I think it's the last Sonoma race. Actually, don't quote me on that. Kyle Busch, listen. He's Kyle Busch. He's one of the greatest of all time. But he's going to be a problem in that 8 car. I just had a feeling. I was like, it just looks right. Not just because I'm also another great 8. But I had a feeling he was going to be acting different. And yes, sir, Kyle Busch is going to be very dangerous this year. He's going to be a very dangerous man. He's already got that win. All right, he got his second race of the season against in Sonoma, 19 years after his maiden win, which was also at Auto Club in Sonoma. So, KB wins. He's going to be dangerous. He's going to be a very dangerous man this year. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets the championship. I'm going to be completely honest. I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling. And to end off, though, we'll give the track team some love, all right? Elija Godwin, Georgia fame, Olympian, and the current world lead in 400 meters. You know what, Curly and Michael Norman looking like they want to be sprinters. 400 is kind of wide open right now, and Elija Godwin said, you know what, I'll take it. He's got the world lead, at least in indoor, 44.75 to win the SEC championship in that event. Had to give a shout out to Elija for the world lead. Yeah, I forget who won the SEC championships total, though. I think it was Florida. Florida might have done the double again because, again, that's what they do. I saw Jasmine Moore won again. She's got more rings than Bill Russell. But, yeah, indoor track, NCAA is coming up, so we'll talk about that next week as well. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for episode 134, I believe. Yes, we've covered everything in the notes. Hope you guys enjoyed back home, spring break. Enjoy it for my, fellow college students that have time off right now. Even though it feels really early because it's literally the last week of February and, we're having spring break, which is insane. But nonetheless, here we are. What a month. What a month. It's the best month of the year. Fortune's coming to an end. But I really enjoyed my February. Turned 22. All that jazz. Had a great time. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Ocho signing off.